due to the Canucks and the Blues going to overtime, the game between Dallas and Calgary has been pushed back a bit. So I have time to talk to you about the New York Islanders, the best kept secret in the National Hockey League. And coming into this series, I thought, I like their odds against the Washington Capitals. And I haven't seen anything in either game one or game two to make me think otherwise. The thing is, the way the Islanders play, it's not the most exciting game. And during any given game against the Islanders, you're going to be thinking, well, they're probably not going to win this one. And then all of a sudden at the end of the game, you're like, how'd they do that? So Eller was in tonight, Backstrom was out. And I can't overstate how much that changes Washington's attack. But at 56 seconds, Alex Ovechkin gets an unassisted goal. So he lets everybody know, I'm on, I'm good, I'm all set to go, and he had a very good game. The Capitals had the energy, they had the jump right out of the gate, and then their jump was a little too exuberant. They end up with a too many men on the ice call. The Islanders go to the power play, and there were some issues with the Caps in terms of staying out of the box. The interesting thing is, of course, during the regular season, the New York Islanders didn't get power plays. It was just a thing with their games. And I remember Islander fans being mad, and my response being, they're not aggressive enough out there. They don't draw the penalties. And in this case, the Capitals kind of were shooting themselves in the foot. But solid penalty kill by the Capitals, and they were leading in shots 3-1, 8 minutes into this. So 8 minutes in, the Capitals were full value for the lead. They controlled the first half of the period. Holtby then stopped Beauvillier as that line started to turn things. So this is how it works with the Islanders, that momentum. You think you got it, and then all of a sudden, nope, they take it back. Shots were 5-5 at 14 minutes. Dillon and Lee then got into it. Lee clearly is enemy number one for Washington. Anytime he's anywhere near the puck, they're going to go after him. Wilson then takes a penalty. The Islanders go to the power play. Much better in the second half for the New York Islanders. And so we go into the second period with the Capitals ahead, but it feels like the momentum's with the Islanders. So we get another good start for the Capitals. So again, this is part of the storyline, which is the Capitals, they're quick out of the gate here, they're quick out of the gate here, but then Dowd takes a penalty and the Islanders go to the power play. And on that power play, they score. It's Nick Leddy from Bailey and Beauvillier at 2:56, and it was like 18 seconds into the power play. So the momentum's on their side, and then the fourth line chips in. Matt Martin. He scores from Mayfield at 5:01. The momentum is all on the Islanders' side. Here we go, it's 2-1. It's all for them. And then Ovechkin says, not really. He scores from Dillon and Orlov at 6:39, and they were talking about how they think that's Dillon's first point as a member of the Washington Capitals. So Dillon gets on the board there. Orlov with the other assist. Ovechkin with his second goal, and then we can discuss Ovi going for the hat trick from there. He would not get there. 15 seconds later, Nelson scores at 6:54 to restore the lead for the New York Islanders. And then the Islanders get a power play on a Hathaway penalty. So the momentum went right back to the Islanders. Coming out of that goal for Ovechkin, the Capitals could have pushed. They didn't, and they didn't have the momentum, and the Islanders survive. Varlamov then covered as Ovi was seeking the hat trick. Varlamov with the lead is a very good goaltender. And he's a much better goaltender than I think he gets credit for. I don't know how much of that is Mitch Korn, but there's probably a mixture of both in there. And Lou Lamoriello being pretty good at finding goaltenders. The Islanders were ahead 9-5 in shots at 12.5 minutes. The second penalty against the Capitals for too many men on the ice. They can't be taking these calls. And we saw that a lot in the round robin. We saw it a lot during the play-ins as well, but at this point, they should have their line changes down. And the fact that it's multiple calls in the same game, that's just brutal. So the Islanders get another power play. They don't score on it. But when you're killing a penalty like that, you're letting them have the momentum and giving them another 2 minutes with the puck. Third period, Boyd had a chance early that was denied by Varlamov. Pollock then takes a penalty. The Caps get their first power play of the game. And the Capitals were very good in that third period until they weren't. They were up 7-0 in shots at 7 minutes, and it looked like they were pushing back nicely. Green takes a penalty. Caps get their second power play. But the Islanders' penalty kill was very solid on that one. They even got a 2-on-1 shorthanded, which was defended by Ovechkin. Not too bad, considering it's a forward. And, basically, for the guys who are killing the penalty, you kind of froth at the mouth when you see it's a forward that's defending him. When it's Ovechkin, probably even more so. But Ovechkin defended it well enough that it didn't end up costing them. But the Islanders at that point were playing their game. They're up 3-2. It is second half of the third period, and they're just gonna keep on. It's a relentless forecheck. It is clogging up the neutral zone. It is keeping the chances against down to almost nothing. When it comes in, Varlamov's going to be able to see it. It's probably going to be from a distance. And the Capitals just didn't have an answer. And this is where you ask yourself, if Backstrom's in this game, do we see a more potent attack by the Washington Capitals? Is it more than just the Ovechkin show offensively? And there's going to be a lot of question marks coming out of this game, I think, and whether or not Backstrom's going to come back. And then, if the Islanders pull off this upset, there will be a lot of questions about the Capitals, how they're going to move forward. Very similar question to Pittsburgh's, like, is their window closed now? Is this it? Like, there's going to be a lot of those kinds of questions. And it was just smothering play by the Islanders with 3.5 minutes left. Ovechkin's lines on the ice can't get out of their own zone. The Islanders giving them absolutely nothing. No daylight. Nothing. Which the Islanders did against the Panthers. And they honestly are so good at this. They have a lead in the third period. It's pretty safe. Clutterbuck got a goal off of his glove from Pajot at 17-14. I was a little bit surprised that Todd Reirden didn't challenge it. And yet at the same time, I don't think it would have been a successful challenge. So it's probably better that he didn't, because it was deflected off the glove. You can argue, it's gloved into the net if it's directed. Again, you're down by 2. I thought it was, you're down by 2. If you get a successful challenge, you're only down by 1. Otherwise, you're down by 2. It's late in the game. It's done anyways. They pull the goalie with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. Well, you know what that led to? That led to a goal by public enemy number 1 for Caps fans. Anders Lee gets the empty netter from Pajot and Pelech at 18-21. So Pajot assists on the Clutterbuck goal. He assists on the empty netter. He is the guy you want on the ice when you're killing off the rest of the game. This is why Pajot was brought in by the Islanders. This is why they signed him to a long-term deal. This is why Lou Lamoriello really likes Pajot. So it's 5-2 as your final in favor of the Islanders. This was a clinic by the New York Islanders, and 5-on-5, they had complete control. Shots were 12-6 Islanders in the first, 12-7 Islanders in the second. The Capitals outshot them 12-8 in the first, but remember, they were up 7-0 in shots at the 7-minute mark. After that, the Islanders outshoot them 8-5. The Islanders decided, okay, we've got to lock it down now. This has all been fun, but we've got the lead. We're going to close it out. Final shots 32-25 in favor of the Islanders. And interestingly enough, showing just how intense Barry Trotz is right now, after that Clutterbuck goal, the referee's basically, I think he was going over to Reirden asking if he wanted to challenge it, and Reirden's kind of hemming and hawing, and Trotz is like, this isn't a timeout, let's go. It's not a timeout. Like, I kept seeing the word timeout. I can read lips well enough to know it's timeout. And he wanted the puck dropped. He wanted this done. He didn't want the Caps getting a chance to catch their breath. So he's in this. He's as intense as he normally is. And the hits show that too. 37-33 in favor of the Islanders. So they outshot the Capitals. They out-hit the Capitals. This is an Islanders game. And then 1 for 5 on the power play in the Capitals. 0 for 2. Both power plays in the third period. Well defended by the New York Islanders and by Semyon Varlamov. This is an impressive team. The Islanders are well overdue for a run. Maybe when I said a New York team was going to go on a run, I just got the wrong New York team altogether. Varlamov, 23 saves on 25 shots. He was fantastic. Almost the exact same save total he had in Game 1. And Holtby saved 27 out of 31. You got to go with Holtby. You can't really go with Vanacek, right? I mean, it's possible in Game 3 in a desperate situation they try to go to Vanacek, but Holtby's the guy that got you here. And, there were some shaky moments for Braden Holtby. I do think that the Capitals, if they're out of this series, especially if the Islanders do, sweep them, I would think that would probably tell the Capitals, okay, so we're going to just go with Samsonov next year and that'll be it. Which may be the plan anyways, but it would have been a nice story if Holtby had gone on a run. But the New York Islanders are standing in the way of it and saying no. Great start by the New York Islanders. We'll see whether or not they can finish this off. And they have Game 3 and Game 4. And Game 3 is now like huge, absolutely key game for the Capitals. They can't lose Game 3. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always, regarding this game. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And hey, thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.